Hello, family. Welcome to another wonderful lesson on learning data analysis with Ideal Novate Africa. Right here with you is your favorite buddy, Favor Francis. Today, I'm going to be taking you on a journey to learn how to use functions, formulas, and pivots in Excel, right? So we're going to be doing this, and those of you that are on the live section, you're on the live training, this what I'm going to be doing today is going to be your project. So you want to make sure you follow through and what and do, right? You want to redo for you to submit as your project. Is that okay? So without further ado, let's get into the video today. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is to bring in our data sets. What do I say? The first thing we are going to do today is to bring in our data set. Now, if you want to get this data, you want to check on the description on this video to get the data set, to download the data set. If you're in any of our community, you're on our Telegram, you're on our WhatsApp, there's a link sent for your project in order for you to download the data set as well. So make sure you get the data set downloaded so that you can follow me closely. Is that okay? So let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to do, step A, I'm going to download or import or open the data set. So how do I do that? I go to file on my PC and I go to the option that says open, 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 and then I'll go to open files from this device. Once I click on open files from this device, right, you're going to see the data file. You see it here, the Ideal Novate scores data file. So you can click on that data file to open the data file. So the moment I do that, is going to open for me. Is that okay? The moment I do that, the data file is going to open for me. So you want to do yourself a favor and open up your data file. Is that okay? Good. Now, when you open up your data file, you have this data file in front of my screen. You have this data file in front of me with you. So you want to make sure that you're on edit mode. If you look at the top right hand corner of your screen, you want to confirm if your data set, right, if the data set is editable. Is that okay? So you can see that mine is editable. So you want to also go to confirm if yours is editable. If it's not editable, maybe what you're seeing at this top right hand corner of your screen, if you're seeing the option viewing, you want to go ahead and convert or change it from viewing to editing mode. Is that okay? You change it from viewing to editing mode. Is that okay? But mine is already on editing mode, so I'll just continue from there. Is that okay? So let's proceed. So the first thing we are going to be doing on this data set, now this is a real life data set. Is that okay? Now this is the data set of Ideal Novate student course across multiple courses. Is that okay? Across multiple courses. Is that okay? So this is a data set, this is a real life project, so you want to make sure you follow accordingly. So the first thing we are going to do, we are going to be looking for the total grade percentage, the minimum grade, and the maximum grade. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to be applying the data analysis method using functions and formulas in order to achieve the total grade, right, for these student scores. You can see the names of the student, the groups of the student, the region of the student, the gender of the student. Are you seeing everything right here? The gender, the PC availability of the student, the data analysis grade, the UI UX grade, the AI literacy grade, the digital marketing grade, and then we are told to look for the total grade percentage, the minimum grade, and the maximum grade per student. Is that okay? So we're going to do this together. So the first data analytical technique we're going to be using in order to get our result is the application of functions and formulas. Is that okay? Functions and formulas. So we're going to be using functions and formulas to approach this work, this job that has been given to us by Ideal Novate Limited. Is that okay? So the first thing, let's get the total grade. How do we get the total grade? We're going to click on this option. We're going to use the function and formula sum, right? So we're going to be using the sum function and formula. The sum function, remember what I told you are functions. Functions are predefined Excel formulas. Functions are predefined Excel formula, meaning that the formulas that comes with the Excel software, the formulas that comes with the Excel software at default. Is that okay? So I'm going to select here, and then I'm going to search for my formulas tools, my functions tools, right? If you make sure you are on the home menu, you go to the right hand side of your screen, you're going to see something looking like a Sigma, an icon looking like a Sigma, a left Sigma. It is beside the two conditional formatting and is in front of the two sort and filter. You can see it here. Look at where my mouse cursor is dangling. Look at it. You click on the drop down and you select sum. Is that okay? You select sum. So I'm going to select sum. Are you seeing it? So immediately it's telling me that, do I want to sum the range between F2 to I2? So I'm going to look at it if that is the correct range, and you see it from the first one, data analysis grade. The first one is F2, the last one is I2. Remember the cell name or the cell naming convention, right? So we have from F2, which is the column plus the row, which gives us F2, and the column plus the row here at the last range, which gives us I2. So when you're creating sum, you want to make sure you're summing between the range, right? The correct ranges. So I can see that the ranges are correct, and go ahead and click enter, and it will give me my result. Now we have gotten the result for one. Is that okay? We can decide to do the result for another, just to be sure, or to tell Excel exactly what we are doing. So let's do the result for the second one, for the second student. So I'm going to come here, click on the second cell. Come on, walk with me. Walk with me. I don't want you to miss out on this. Is that okay? Ideal Novate, we don't want you to miss out on this. Now we're going to click on the second cell where we want to get our second result for total grade, and then we'll go to the sum again, select the sum, and click on the sum, and automatically it tries to get the range that I'm looking for, and it got it correctly. So we're looking for the range of F3, right? The range of F3, which is this cell right here. This cell here with 80 is titled F3, to the range of what? I3. This cell here with 65 is titled I3, right? So we'll click enter. So we have told Excel the syntax it should follow, the reference it should follow. Now we can do our flash fill. Now we can do what? Our flash fill. Now what is flash fill? Is a way of telling Excel to model an existing pattern to give you the result for the other cells. To model an existing pattern to give you the result for the other cell. I'm going to say this one more time. To model an existing pattern to give you the result for the other cell. So we're going to do this by, first of all, selecting the two pattern we want Excel to look into, and then we take our mouse cursor to the extreme. You see, once you select the two pattern, you see a little black dot. You see a little, not a black dot, a green dot at the bottom right hand corner. When you finish selecting the two pattern, and then you keep your mouse cursor on that little dot, right? You see my mouse on that little dot. The moment you keep your mouse on that dot, it's going to change to a plus icon. It's going to change to a more thin plus icon, right? And then you hold your left click, you hold down your left click, and then you drag. Don't leave your left click until you get to the end. You get to the last cell you're looking for the result, which is cell 20, and you release. Now, once you're done releasing, is that okay? You have gotten the total grade for everything. You see how wonderful Excel is. You see how amazing. Come on, if you have done this, give yourself, just give yourself some wonderful treats. Is that okay? Give yourself something amazing. So this is the application of functions in Excel. I'm going to say that one more time. This is the application of functions using the predefined formulas that Excel provides for us. Is that okay? So let's go one step further to calculate for the total grade percentage, to calculate for the minimum grade and the maximum grade per student. Is that okay? So now, in order for us to get the total grade, we're going to use the formula for total grade. So how do we get the total grade percentage, right? Now we are going to use formulas this time around to get the total grade. Remember, we have used the function, which is the predefined formula by Excel, but for total grade, there is no predefined function. So we are going to be imputing the formula we want Excel to work with by ourselves. Is that okay? So in order to get the total percentage, what are we going to do? We're going to come here. Remember, I told you when you want to start applying formulas, if you want to start with the application of formulas, the first thing you're going to do in Excel is to select the equal to key. Is that okay? You select the equal to key. So I'm going to do that right now. So I'll select the equal to key, and then what is the formula? So the formula is to get a percentage of something is what? That particular, the total grade over divided by the total number, the total score times 100. The total grade divided by the total score. What is the total score? Each of these subject, each of these courses has a total score of 100. So if I add 100 for data analysis, 100 for UI UX design, 100 for AI literacy, 100 for digital marketing, that is what? 400. Is that okay? That is the total score grade, 400. So the total grade we have gotten over the total score grade times 100 will give us the percentage, the total grade percentage. That is the formula. This is simple mathematics. Is that okay? This is simple maths. Is that okay? So if you're conversant with maths, this is simple maths. So I'm going to repeat that again. The formula for the total grade percentage is the total grade divided by the total grade divided by the what? The total grade gotten by the students divided by the entire or the total grade entirely, but for that subject, the subject's total grade times 100 over 1 times 100 or just times 100 is okay. So let's do that. So the total grade, select the total grade, which is J2, that identify 295, divided, use your slash key on your keyboard, divided by 400. 400 is the total um course grade, because of if you add the 100 grade for data analysis plus the 100 for UI UX design plus the 100 for AI literacy plus the 100 for digital marketing, you'll get 400 times, you put your times 100. So you times it by 100 and then you click your enter and then you get your total grade. This is simple, guys. This is simple. Come on, I want to make sure you're doing this. I want to make sure you're practicing, you're doing this. If you miss anything, it is okay to miss something, but make sure you go back, you rewind the video and watch it again and again and again. Is that okay? So what we are going to do now, we have gotten the first total grade. Let's just do another one to tell Excel exactly and let Excel be sure of what we are doing before we apply flash fill or what? Cell referencing. Is that okay? So I'm going to do this for the second total grade, the same process, equal to, right? What is the total grade per student, which is 314. So I'm going to select 314, which is J3, divided by 400, which is the total grade for the scores, 400 times times 100. So I'm going to times it by 100 and enter, and you get the percentage score. So now I've gotten for the 2. I'm just going to use my flash fill the same way. You select the 2, you go to your flash fill point or your referencing point, and then you drag. You hold your left click and you drag until you get to the column, the last column, which is column 20. No, the last row, which is row 20. Is that okay? So I'm going to do that, and I've gotten the percentage grade for everything. Oh, so sweet. So sweet. So sweet. So sweet. So sweet. So sweet. Okay. The next thing we are going to be doing, we're going to be using functions this time around because of their predefined formulas in Excel to get your minimum grade and your maximum grade per student. So we're going to get the minimum grade per student right now. So remember, so we're going to get the minimum grade per student. So let me zoom out so that you can see it per student for Adeze, for Oluwafemi, for Aisha, for Emeka, for Ifoma, for Chinedu, for Yewande, for Ibrahim, for Kemi, for Abubakar, for Zainab, for Tunde, for Ngozi, Idris, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's get the minimum grade. Let me zoom back my cells so that you can see my screen properly. So I'm going to select this and then go to my functions, which are predefined formulas by Excel. I'll go over there and then I'll select mean, which is for minimum to find the minimum. So I'll select the mean, and then it is giving me the mean. It is giving me the mean for the entire column, and I don't want that. So I just want the mean from data analysis to digital marketing. I don't want the mean for inclusive of the total grade or the total grade percentage. No, so I'm going to do that. So it is F2 to I2, F2 to I2, not K2. Mine is giving me up to K2 and it's not K2. So I'm going to edit that real quick. So I will just say to I2. Do you feel me, guys? Are you getting me? So I'll click enter. The moment I click enter, I have gotten the minimum grade. Wow, wow. This is exciting. You have this is exciting, guys. You're becoming a data analyst in your journey. So we're gonna have more interesting things to do when we get to the pivot and creating the dashboard. Okay, so we're going to do one more just to tell Excel exactly what we are doing. So we select the cell and we go to the what? The sum again. Not sum, sorry. That is a mistake. We're not doing sum, we're doing minimum. You guys didn't tell me. We're not doing sum, we're doing minimum. So we're going to go back and select what? We'll select the minimum. Okay. And then we're going to find the range. So the range is from what? F3 to colon to I3, F3 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 to I3. And then we are going to, for the second student, we are going to click OK. Now we have gotten for the 2, the minimum grade for the 2. We can now use our flash fill or our cell referencing to get the rest as easy as possible. Are you seeing what we're doing? Very quick, very fast. You see the power of using functions and formula as a data analyst with Excel. Are you seeing it? So let's quickly do that for our maximum grade. The same process, we select the function for maximum grade using the tool at the top right hand corner, and we select the what? The max, max, max. That's for maximum. So we select that and then we select the range. So it will be F2 to I2. For mine, it is F2 to I2. That is the range we are selecting from the data analysis to the digital marketing alone for that student. And I'll click on enter, and I'll do that one more time just to be sure or tell Excel exactly what I'm doing so that Excel can be able to model that. Is that okay? So I'll do that. I'm going to go to the function, the max, and then I will select the range. So it's going to be F3. That's for the second student now is F3 to what? To I3 for the second student. The second student. Who is the second student? Oluwafemi. For Oluwafemi is going to be F3 to I3. So you cannot be using the same range for Adeze for Oluwafemi. Do you understand? Adeze is F2, Oluwafemi is F3, Aisha is F4. Are we together? Are you getting this? Okay. Now, once you're done, you just click enter. And now we have gotten for the both. We can now use our flash fill option to get for the rest, for the remaining rows, right? So now we have all this set up, right? So now we have completed. Whoa. I'm zooming in too much. Now we have completed the functions and formulas using Excel. We have completed the functions and formula. We have gotten the analysis using the functions and formula. We have gotten the analysis for the total grade, percentage, for the minimum grade, for the maximum grade. Now it's time to get into the next level. Come on, somebody tell yourself the next level. We are going to be creating a pivot table in order to showcase some insight that our management is looking for, that the ideal Novate management is looking for. Now, the first insight the ideal Novate management wants to get from our data, the ideal Novate management wants to know the gender ranking based on data analysis. They want to know the gender ranking based on data analysis, meaning that from the data analysis grading, they want to know which gender is performing the best when it comes to data analysis. That means from the courses, the gender between male and female that is performing the best. So this is the first thing Ideal Novate company wants to know about. The another thing the Ideal Novate company wants to know about, the Ideal Novate company wants to be able to track the region performance based on the total grade, meaning that from the region, is that okay? We want to know, the Ideal Novate team wants to be able to find out the most performing region. Is it the east? Is it the west? Is it the north? Is it the west? Right? Is which region is the most performing based on the total score of the student, the total grade of the student. Which region is the most performing? Is it the north? Is it the west? Is it the east? Do you get what I'm saying? Good. Another thing again, the Ideal Novate company wants to know, the Ideal Novate company wants to know the percentage. The Ideal Novate company wants to know the total grade percentage of group performance, meaning that the individual groups, you can see the groups, which group is performing more in terms of total grade percentage, which group killed it. Is it group A? Is it group B? Is it group C? Is it group D? Do you get what I'm saying? Which group is giving the performance? We want to see the performance track, we want to see the performance percentage, we want to be able to analyze it, which group is performing better than the other, or which group is lacking behind than the other when it comes to the total grade percentage. Is that okay? So the last analysis that we were told by the Ideal Novate company for us is to what? To be able to rank region, right, based on AI literacy, meaning that we want to know the region ranking based on AI literacy. We want to know the region ranking based on AI literacy, meaning that which region is ranking the highest, the second to the highest, the third to the highest when it has to do with AI literacy, when it has to do with the score on AI literacy. So this analysis is what we are going to, this information, this are looking for. Do you get what I'm saying? So these information are what our sponsors are looking for, and we're going to be getting them the results. Is that okay? So let's go ahead and start creating our pivot table. Okay, so I'm going to select any cell in the data. I'm going to select any cell, and then you go to insert to start creating your pivot table. When you go to insert ABC, you select any cell, just click on any cell on your data, and then you go to insert, and then you see table, pivot table, right? You can see it right here. You select the pivot table, and then it will tell you the range of data you are trying to create a pivot for, and you say yes, new worksheet, new worksheet, new worksheet. So you select the new worksheet so that it can open on a new worksheet to make your data and everything, your pivot table, clear and what and easy to understand. So I'm going to select new worksheet, leave it at new worksheet. I'll click OK. The moment you do that, a new sheet is going to open for you. A new sheet is going to open for you that carries the pivot table fields and all that, so you can see all the headings, all your data headings, and this is where we are going to be doing our pivot table magic. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is to rename the sheet. I don't want to leave it as sheet 1, so I'm going to take my mouse cursor, go to the sheet, double click on it, and then I'm going to rename this to what? To pivot. So I'm going to rename this to the pivot. I'm going to do this, rename this to pivots. I'm going to rename this to pivot. So let me quickly do this. Pivot. Okay, so I'll call this the pivot table. So this is the sheet for the pivot table, right? So I click enter. Is that okay? So now I have this. The first thing we are looking for, the first insight, the first data analytical insight that our sponsors, our clients, Ideal Novate Limited, is looking for is to rank the gender based on their data analysis cost performance. So let's do that. So we are going to go to the pivot field, and then you see gender. We'll select the gender, click on the check mark that says gender, and then we'll go to data analysis and select data analysis. So you see that we have gotten for gender and data analysis. We have gotten the pivot for gender and data analysis. So you can see it. If you look at the result, you can see that the gender between male and female, you can see that the male is ranking higher in total. When it has to do with the total score for data analysis, the male is carrying that total grading, right? So we have done that for the gender. So we copy this pivot, and then we want to do another one. So we copy this, and then we'll come here. Are you seeing what I'm doing? And then we come to the next. Just give some space to make your work neat, to make your work easy to be understood. Is that okay? We love neat things, we love clarity right here at Ideal Novate Data School. Okay, so I'm gonna press Ctrl V to paste it, or right click to paste the new pivot table. So I selected what is the second insight Ideal Novate company is looking for: to track the region performance based on the total grade. They want to know the region performance based on the total grade of the student. So which region is performing better based on total grade? So I'm going to come back, select the new pivot table. I'm going to come to gender, on select gender, because we're not doing gender anymore. I'm going to come to data analysis grade, on select data analysis grade, and then I will select region. Are you with me? And then I will select total grade, region and total grade, region and total grade. So I select the region and total grade. I have another wonderful pivot table right here for region that shows the analysis for the region and the total grade. Are you seeing what I'm doing? Now you can see from the region, the east, the north, the west, you can see that the most performing region based on total grade, you can see that the most performing region right here, you can see, is the west. The most performing region is the west. So let's do again. Let's go to the next insights that the Ideal Novate company is looking for. So I'm going to copy this pivot table again, copy, and then I will paste it again. Right click to paste, or you can do Ctrl V, the shortcut. Good. So the next analysis they are looking for is the percentage of group performance, right? The percentage, the total grade percentage of group performance. So based on the student group, they want to know which group has which group has the best performance, has the best performance when rating it with the total grade percentage, when rating it with the total grade percentage. So you're gonna come here, select this. So we're gonna do group and what total grade, group and total grade. So I'm gonna uncheck the region, select the group, and then uncheck the total grade and select the total grade percentage, 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 and select the total grade percentage. So we have done that. So we had to do this, select the total grade percentage. Are you seeing it right here? The total grade percentage. Are you seeing it right here? Are you seeing it right here? The total grade percentage. If you want to put this in percentage, if you want to put this in fully percentage, you can come here, right click on it, and then you can decide to change the summarized value by, or maybe you change it, show value as what percentage of grand total. So you right click on that sum. I want to get the percentage in 100, so not in multiples. So I'm going to come here, right click on this, and you see another option that says show values as, and you see percentage of grand total. So I'm going to choose percentage of grand total. And now you see that you have the percentage of grand total instead of the other percentage. So I have the percentage of grand total. Are you seeing it? What did I do? I just right clicked. I just right clicked right here on this pivot. I just right clicked right here, and then go to the option that says show value as percentage of grand total, and I did that. So I'm doing this for only the group value that they want us to show in percentage. Is that okay? Good. So that's the next one, the next pivot. So I'm going to copy the region pivot this time around. I'm going to copy it, Control C, or you right click, copy, and then you paste at the bottom. So this is the fourth pivot. So you paste it at the bottom. So once I paste it at the bottom, what are they looking for? What is the first insight that the Ideal Novate company wants us? They want us to show the ranking, the region ranking based on AI literacy course. That means the region that is really doing well, the performance on AI literacy course. So we are going to select region, remove the total grade, and then we select what? AI literacy. So you can see that we can see the region, the total grade when it comes to AI literacy, and the performance right here. Okay, so now we are done with all the pivot tables. You can see them. We can now go ahead to start creating the chart for each of this pivot table, the pivot chart, the pivot analytical chart for each of this pivot table. So let's continue. I'm going to select the first one, which is for the gender, right? I'll go to insert. Step A, select the chart, the pivot chart. You want to create the pivot table rather. You want to create a pivot chart for, and go to insert. So once you go to insert, you see now the first one, we are trying to find the ranking. And when you hear ranking, when you want to know which one is doing better based on ranking, the best type of chart to use to express ranking is what we call the bar chart. The bar chart. The bar chart is majorly a chart for what? For ranking. Is that okay? So we'll go to there, select the bar chart. You can hover on this chart and they will tell you, go here, select the bar chart, and select that for the chart. So the bar chart is the best chart for ranking. The bar chart is the best chart to find the graphical representation of ranking. Is that okay? So we have done that. Now we have done that, we can go ahead and change the title. Instead of calling this total, we can go ahead, click on it, right, to edit it. We can click on it to edit it. So we'll click on it, or let's edit it when we get to the dashboard. So we can edit it when we get to the dashboard. Is that okay? So we'll edit this when we get to the dashboard. Is that okay? So let's not do that now. Okay, so let's do the next one. So we'll do for the next one, which is what? To track the region performance, based on the total grade. So we're going to select the region pivot table, go to insert, And then what chart is used for tracking performance? What chart is used for tracking? The bar chart is used to rank, R-A-N-K, to rank. The column chart is another chart that looks exactly like the bar chart, but it's better to use the column chart for what? For tracking something. You want to track a performance, you want to track counts of something, you use the column chart. So I'm going to select the column chart for this. So I reduce the size of the chart. It's too big using the transform point. So I reduce the size. Good. Okay, I hope you're getting this. Please remember, if you're not getting this, you can go back, watch the video again and again and again in order for you to get this. So the next thing we are going to be looking for, the percentage of group performance. Now, anytime you hear percentage, looking for the percentage, the best chart for that is what we call the pie chart. The pie chart is a chart used for finding percentage of what? Of something. The percentage of something. Is that okay? So we are going to use the pie chart for the percentage. We select the pivots for that, go to insert, and then select the pie chart. Click on the charts option and select the pie chart. Good, we're doing this. I'm loving this. So I'm gonna reduce the size. I'm loving this for you guys. You guys are making me, wow, what a wonderful section. Okay, now the last chart we're going to be looking for is what we call the ranking, another bar chart. Remember what I told you earlier? When you talk about ranking, you're talking about bar chart. Ranking bar chart. Ranking is to bar chart, tracking is to column chart, percentage is to pie charts. Do you get it? So let's do the last one. So I'm going to select that pivot and then go to insert for the last chart. Come on, walk with me, you can do this, and select the bar chart. Okay, I select the bar chart. Now I select the bar chart. You see it, we have another wonderful bar chart here. I'm going to take it down and then reduce the size. Is that okay? Now we have gotten all our analytical charts. Is that okay? This is, god, you guys are lucky. You guys are enjoying yourself. You're becoming wonderful data analyst, one of the best data analysts that the world will know about. Is that okay? So now we are done. We are going to be creating another sheet. This is the final step. We're going to be creating another sheet for our dashboard. Is that okay? So that we can represent this chart on a dashboard and it can look more better and more presentable for interpretation to our what? To our sponsor, which is Ideal Novate Limited. Is that okay? So I'm going to come to the bottom right here, the tax panel. You see this plus icon. I'll click on it to create a new sheet. Now this sheet, I'm going to double click on the sheet to title it dashboard. So I'll call this the dashboard. Too sweet. ABC. So I'll call this the dashboard. And now the first thing I'm going to do is to select the area of the dashboard that I'm going to be placing my chart. So remember what I told you from the previous lesson, that for Excel, from column A to column 1 means a page. It means a page, especially when you're trying to export as PDF. So if you go beyond column I, you're getting into the second page, and you don't want your dashboard or your chart to break into 2 pages, right? Except you intentionally want to do that. So I'm going to select from column A to I, and also select from row 1 to what? To row. I will select from row 1 to what? To row 30. So I'll select from row 1 to what? To row 30. Is that okay? To row 30. So that's what I just want, this is the area that I want to create my dashboard on. So now I've selected it. Is that okay? Holding my left click and dragging to select, I will go to the fill. make sure you go to the fill option under the home menu. Go to the fill, this thing that looks like a bucket icon. You go to it. Look at where my mouse cursor is hovering, just beside the border and beside the font color. You go there and change the fill. Me, I like the blue. I like a kind of the blue, so I'm going to use this and dark teal. I'm going to use this. I love this. Good. Okay, now I have my dashboard area done. I've given the background for my dashboard area. The next thing is to put the what? The title of this dashboard. So in order for me to do this, I'm going to use what we call a text box. What did I say? A text box. What do I say? A text box again, a text box again, a text box. So I'll go to insert to add a text box, and I'll select text box. So you see text box, I'll select the text box, and the text box is going to be created for me somewhere here. I'll drag the text box holding my left click, drag it inside the data dashboard area, and then reduce the size with the transform edges. You can see it. Reduce the size, make it kind of smaller, make it kind of smaller. Okay, I'm loving this already. You guys are amazing. I'm loving this already. Okay, so you can see I'm creating my text box, just increasing the sizes. You can decide to change the color, your choice. So but just to make it simple for me, I'm just going to leave it at white. Is that okay? And then I'll type the title inside. So the title of the text box is going to be ideal novate ideal novate students core data data insights. So this is what is going to be data insight. So I'm going to make sure I align it to the center. So you can see your alignment here, your alignment tool here. You can see where my mouse cursor is hovering. This tool that has an icon like a three horizontal line, where the middle horizontal line is longer than the top and the bottom. So I'm going to take it to the center, and then I'm also going to take it to the middle. So you can see two types of alignment. We have the left, center, and right alignment. We have the top, middle, and bottom alignment. So I'm going to take it to the middle. I can do another thing. I can decide to bold the text, right? So I'll highlight the text and bold the text, right? I can decide to increase the size of the text to maybe 12. Good. So now I've done that to my text. I've titled my data. I can now what? Move my charts to this place. So let's do this together. So I'll go back to my pivot tables, and then I'll start selecting my charts one after the other. Is that okay? I'll start selecting my charts one after the order. So I'll start from the first chart, click on this first chart, right click on it and say move chart to where? To my dashboard sheet, So I click there and select okay. I click my dashboard sheet, I select okay. I place the chart properly where I want it to be. Place the chart properly where I want it to be. So I place the chart right here. Very neat, very nice. Are you seeing it? Now I'm going to go back again to my pivot table, select the second chart. So I'm going to take it one step at a time. Don't be in haste. Take it one step at a time. So I'm going to select this next chart, right click on the chart and say move chart to where? To the dashboard. Click OK to the dashboard sheet, and the chart is going to appear here. I'm going to place the chart. So I'm arranging the chart the way I want it to be arranged. So I'm arranging it in a nice way. In data analysis, creating your dashboard, your arrangement also matters. To make it nice and look more presentable. So that's the second chart. The third chart, which is going to be the pie chart, I'm going to go back to my pivot table, scroll down, select my pie chart, and then right click and go to move chart. So I'm going to take it, move it to my dashboard sheet, and I'll click OK. So move that chart. So I take up the chart, drag it top to the top. So I'll move the chart to the top. This time around, I'll make this pie chart to be in a vertical way because it's the only pie chart. So I'll just make it to be long and in a vertical way. Come on, are you guys seeing the design I'm giving? Whoa, are you seeing the design I'm giving? Are you seeing the design I'm giving? In Nigeria, they will call you Abba Designer. Are we together? Are you seeing the design I'm giving? Come on. Okay, so I'm giving a very nice design. You see it. So the last chart is going to be the bar chart, right? So the bar chart for the region ranking, I guess so. So I scroll down, find the bar chart for the region ranking, right click, and I send it to my dashboard sheet as well. I'll click OK. Good. I'll send it to my dashboard sheet. So I have it right here at my dashboard sheet, and then I'll take it up, right? I'll take it up, take it up, take it up, take it up. Okay. I'm loving this already. Come on, let's go. Let's go. You can, you will, and you must. So I'll reduce the size, make it a little bit smaller so that it can enter that spot. Is that okay? And increase it. Good. I love it. Wow, wow. Just say wow to yourself. So I have this. Wow, this is looking incredible. This is looking incredible. I can decide to increase the pivot. I can decide to increase the dashboard area to add more background. So I can add more background up to 35 so that my last chart will be bigger. It will not be as slim as this. So let me just go forward and add more background by selecting 31 to 35 rule, and go ahead and add in the blue background, right? Just to have more background. So now I can increase my dashboard better. I can increase my charts better to make it bigger. Good. So I am done with setting up my charts. Are you seeing it? I'm done with setting up my chart. So the next thing I will do is to rename this chart so that it can be easily identified. You can see all of them are called total, 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 but I don't want it like that. I'm going to rename it. So let me start from the first one. The first one is a chart for the gender ranking. Is that okay? So I'm going to click on this, select this chart. So I will select this chart and go to the option. I'll select this chart right here, and then the title, and you double click on it to select it, and a pop-up will come up for you, and you can delete the title and call this is going to be for gender ranking. So this is the chart for gender ranking, and I'll click OK. Are you seeing it? For that's for gender ranking. I'll make sure I center it very well if it's disorganized. So you center the title very well. The next chart, which is this pie chart is going to be for percentage group performance percentage. This is for group percentage performance, group percentage. I'll just call it group percentage. So group percentage. This will be for group percentage. This will be for group percentage. So I'm done. Click OK. Center the title properly. Are you seeing it? Good. And the next one will be for okay, that's the last one. Let me cancel that and do it accordingly so that I won't get you guys confused. So this is the next one. The next one will be for region performance. The next one will be for tracking the region performance. So I will just put here region performance. I am editing the title so that it will take the original title of the chart and it is easy for somebody to understand. When we send it to the Ideal Novate management, it is easy for them to understand and make informed decision from our analysis. Is that okay? And the last one is for region ranking. So I'm going to double click on it to get the pop-up, the edit title pop-up, and call this region ranking. Region ranking. Okay, so this is the region ranking chart, and now I have all my charts. Make sure I centralize it very well, and now I have all my chat. Come on, celebrate yourself. Come on, if you have done this, just be happy in your soul, be happy in your spirit that the journey of becoming a data analyst, the journey of becoming a data analyst is not just close by, it is already at your fingertips with Ideal Novate Data School. Okay, so now you're done with this. We're just going to export our data, our dashboard for our management, for Ideal Novate management. And how do we do that? We can go ahead, select the entire dashboard area, and you go to file. Are you seeing it? And you go to file, you see the option export, and you export as PDF, not as a CSV, not as an ODS, but as a PDF. So click on PDF export, And then now we have pdx export. We can now, what you can see, wow, you can now add some of your PDF settings, like your paper size. You can change it to the A4 paper size, and the orientation, you can change it to the portrait orientation so that it can look good. So change it to the portrait orientation, and the paper size should be the A4 paper size. And once you're done with this, you have your wonderful chart. You have not just a data analyst, but you are getting into this profession to make real funds from this profession, to make real money from this profession. So once you're done, just go ahead and click your download button and start downloading. And the moment you're done downloading, for those of you on the live class, you want to make sure you submit this as your project. This is your project. You want to make sure you submit this as your project. Remember, no project equal to no certification. So this is your project. Download the PDF file, follow the assigned link for your project, and submit via the link. Remember, submitting on the community is not the submission link. Whether you're on the Telegram community or the WhatsApp community or whichever community you are, or the Facebook community or the YouTube community, submitting on the community is not a strategy. We have a provided submission link for you. So if you have done this, just give yourself a big round of applause, and always remember that learning is the foundation to innovation at Ideal Novate. My name is Romain Favor Francis, and I'm going to see you in the next lesson. See you guys.